History is not just a dry list of dates and events, it is a complex tapestry woven from the threads of human experiences. Each thread represents a different aspect of life: politics, religion, art, war, love, and law. These threads intertwine to create a rich and complex pattern that we call history. So, why do we divide this complex tapestry into periods? Why don't we see it as a continuous flow of events? The answer is simple: to understand better. Imagine trying to understand a novel of thousands of pages without any chapters. It would be very difficult. Dividing history into periods gives us manageable pieces to work with. It allows us to focus on specific themes, trends, and transformations. Just as chapters in a book have titles that give clues about their content, historical periods also have names that reflect their defining characteristics. Names like Renaissance or Age of Enlightenment help us grasp the essence of each period. One of the fundamental elements that separates different historical periods is the evolution of societies and cultures. As humans, we continuously adapt to new conditions and develop new ways of life. Let's look at the difference between the Old World and the Middle Ages. During the Middle Ages, Europe witnessed the rise of feudalism. Culturally, the differences are equally striking. These examples reveal how societal and cultural transformations have stamped their mark on history. Gradual social and cultural changes shape the flow of history, while certain significant events act as turning points. The fall of the Roman Empire in 476 AD is one of the most important examples of such a turning point. The Renaissance, which began in the 14th century, and the conquest of Istanbul in 1453 were other important turning points. The Industrial Revolution, which began in the 18th century, fundamentally transformed human society. Historians rely on periodization, the act of dividing history into periods, as a very important tool for understanding history. By grouping events into separate periods, historians can identify patterns, trends, and connections that might otherwise remain hidden. This approach allows them to understand the complex and often chaotic tapestry of history. For example, the French Revolution occurred in the late 18th century and the 19th. Examining it as part of a broader period of revolutionary change at the beginning of the century helps us understand its wider context. We can see how the ideas of the Enlightenment, such as individual freedom and popular sovereignty, nourished revolutionary movements in Europe and America. Similarly, examining the Cold War as a separate period allows us to analyze the ideological conflict between the United States and the Soviet Union, the nuclear arms race, and the proxy wars that marked this era. Historians can go beyond simply narrating events by using periodization. They can investigate the underlying causes and consequences of historical developments and provide valuable insights into the forces that shape our world. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel.